We're going to move on to some of the Amari Cooper trade discussion after a quick word from FanDuel. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get in a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's at FanDuel.com/UCSS. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. So yesterday, the Browns made a trade. They traded Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills with a 6th-round pick from Detroit in return for a 3rd-round pick in this upcoming draft and a 7th-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. We'll talk about the cryptic message after we talk to Sean King. We'll talk about whether or not this indicates the Browns are tanking and waving the white flag on the season. But guys, at initial face value, was this a smart move for the Cleveland Browns to make?
I don't think so, personally. I know it's easy for us to all say, well, they're not going to the playoffs, so, what's the difference? You might as well get something. He's a free agent at the end of the year. First of all, you had time. Like, the trade deadline's not this week. You had time to move him, potentially. It's not like there's that many Amari Coopers available via trade. I just think with Nick Chubb coming back this week, and against Cincinnati, who you've had success in, you're home. Why not put the Kevin Stefanski just said on Monday that we're going to keep playing Deshaun Watson because he gives us the best chance to win. Now, we may not all believe that, but if he really believes that, well, you traded Amari Cooper. That doesn't give you your best chance to win. I know Amari Cooper hasn't been great, and it's easy to correlate, well, he was unhappy and so he wasn't playing great. I don't believe that. I believe that's a coincidence. I do believe in coincidences. And I still think Amari Cooper has plenty of good football left, and I would have wanted any possible good player I had until there's no chance, literally, of making the playoffs. And I thought making this trade, just when you said that, and just when you have Nick Chubb coming back, to me, I don't like it, especially because it wasn't like you got some huge haul in return. You got a 3rd-round pick. What have they done with 3rd-round picks? Nothing.
Drafted a bunch of bad wide receivers.
That's right.
Who are now selling insurance.
Yeah.
Bull, I said...
Is that what Anthony Schwartz is doing?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
I said exactly what you said. And I even used the phrase, wait a minute. Stefanski is telling us he's doing everything that gives the team the best chance to win.
Right.
So here is a very simple question. Are the Browns better on offense with or without Amari Cooper playing as Amari Cooper's played this year? Let me answer that for you. We've scored 6 offensive touchdowns, maybe 7. 7. He has 2 of them.
That's right.
So, yeah, of course, the Browns' offense is better with Amari Cooper playing like ass than they're going to be without Amari Cooper. So, if you're using as the standard for big decisions that are made around this team, it gives us the best chance to win. How do you sell this?
Right.
It might give you a better chance to win in 2025.
I mean, if somebody had...
But you got nothing to add to your roster, and you took away your best touchdown maker.
Right. It's like, if the trade was too good to pass up, because they
Which it wasn't.
Okay, I could see that.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
No.
It's what, the Bills are going to have it's the 85th pick of the draft. Yeah, you could get a good player at 85, 90. But, come on.
I've already had nightmares of having to listen to a game in December in which Amari goes for 150 and 2 touchdowns, and the announcer says the following. If it wasn't for the Cooper trade and they're fleecing Cleveland, the Bills might not be looking at home field advantage or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
This is the stuff that we have to put up with. Mm-hmm. If there's a decision to be made, it feels like they always make the wrong decision. Yeah. I'm wondering this. Because I said, when's the deadline? We've got weeks here. Yeah. What are we doing?
It's November 5th.
What's the date?
November 5th.
Okay. I'm wondering
weeks.
this.
Yeah.
Was there any conversation internally to this? What did Amari Cooper look like in the last game he played without Deshaun Watson? What were his numbers against Houston?
Did he play in the playoff game?
Thought he did.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Can't believe we're even asking this question. Did he play in the playoff game?
Amari Cooper last year in the playoff game had 4 receptions for 59 yards.
Okay.
The previous game before that, remember he missed the final 2 games
Yes,
of the season.
yes. The game, his last game of the regular season.
His last game of the regular season.
What did he do in that game?
Nothing special. He just broke the NFL record for receiving yards in a game with 265 on 11 receptions, 2 touchdowns against the same Houston Texans.
Right.
He had 4 catches against in the playoffs.
Who was the quarterback?
That was Joe Flacco.
Okay. So the Browns analyzed all of this, and they decided Cooper's the problem. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Why not give him one game with Jameis Winston
And Nick Chubb.
or DTR?
Yeah.
And Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Right. Why not see what that looks like?
Let's roll the dice
Yeah.
here. You know what? We're shooting darts in the dark.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell's going to happen here. We're 1-5. But what do? Stay in the course. Quarterback gives us the best chance to win.
Right.
Oh, and let's take our best offensive player and ship him to a team that is going to probably win their division and roll into the playoffs.
That's it. Dustin, what did you think about it?
I was not surprised by it.
No, I guess I wasn't either.
My son, who's a diehard Bills fan, was super pumped about it because he thinks Amari is a great player, and Amari is a great player. For the Browns standpoint, it really is weird because in one stretch they're saying they're trying to win, that Deshaun gives them the best chance to win. Nick Chubb comes back this week, so that should help them, obviously, and then you get rid of your best receiver. So, you said malcontent earlier. I don't think he was malcontent.
Yeah, I retracted that.
But I know you
Bull
did.
was right.
I know you did. But I mean, I think
He wasn't happy.
I think he wasn't happy.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's
why
true.
would you be happy? Like, if you're getting the football thrown to you, and good balls, by the way, that he can catch, and he's putting up those numbers with guys who aren't even on the roster anymore, quarterback-wise, and you got this guy who's getting paid all that money, who's supposed to be the savior, and they keep sticking with him, and you're not getting the numbers. Dude, I'd be frustrated too. Amari's not a diva, but dude's a human being, and he's put up big numbers throughout his career.
Looking for a contract.
Why would you, why do we have to sit here and act like the guy's got to be a choir boy and just take it?
Yeah.
Understand
and
frustration.
he hasn't played great this
year. He had
year.
6 bad games.
Yeah.
He had 6 bad games. He had a couple touchdowns in there. But, I mean, for the most part, he had 6 bad games.
Yeah.
And I agree with Jay. Like, he's going to go to Buffalo and make them a lot better.
Yeah. Well, he's
And
their number one receiver.
Dude, Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
If he did 265 with Joe Flacco, what the hell is he going to do with Josh? Josh Allen's the happiest man in America.
Oh, yeah.
Last night on Channel 3, I said this. Normally, I judge trades one way. Who was the winner and who was the loser? And this trade's different. The winner in this one was Amari Cooper.
Well, I think and the Bills, too.
And
Well, the Bills, undoubtedly.
But certainly
because,
that's Amari
Bull,
Cooper.
what did the Bills give up? A third for next year?
Yeah.
Now let me ask a hypothetical here. I asked this to many people yesterday. Browns get boat raced Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's say they lose.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions call. Now, the Detroit Lions were on a Super Bowl trajectory.
Right.
They were playing that game against Dallas, and Dallas is always overrated. And
Well, but Dallas
I wasn't
is usually good in
surprised
the
that they
regular
beat
season.
Dallas. I was surprised in the manner they beat them at their place.
Yeah.
It was so bad when the Cowboys tweeted a picture of the NFL record crowd that showed up to watch that game. It was a wide shot. They actually blurred the scoreboard, the numbers on the scoreboard, so you couldn't see what they had to watch.
Right.
But I bring all that up to say this. The Lions are very much in the Super Bowl contender group of 3 or 4 teams in the NFC. They lost their Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
A guy that, quite frankly, was on pace to be the Myles Garrett. He was going to win the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. This guy was playing at an out of his mind pace. 7 sacks already.
Yeah.
What if they call after the Browns lose, should they lose on Sunday, and offer an appropriate package for Myles Garrett so they can stay in that Super Bowl contender range?
I think you have to consider it. I mean,
I
an
do
appropriate package to me is at least 1 first-round pick and more.
I need a 1. I probably need a 2 the next year. At this point, a lot of people don't want to realize this. The longer you kick the rebuild can down the road, the longer the rebuild takes to start. If they lose Sunday, they're in full-on rebuild mode.
The only thing
and you better start collecting picks.
The only thing you worry about trading Myles Garrett is that what if you, and I know this feels impossible because the Browns have never done this, but what if you, in the draft next year, hit the next C.J. Stroud, the next Jaden Daniels, and now you traded Myles Garrett. Now maybe the draft picks you got from Myles Garrett are other good young players, and all of a sudden the turnaround happens quick. And that's the only way it's going to happen quick. If the Browns don't hit on a quarterback in the draft next year, which I can't believe I'm saying, then they're going to suck for the next bunch of years. I mean, it's that simple. That's their only hope.
They're 5 years away at this
Not
point.
if they hit on the quarterback in the draft. That's the only hope.
What is your look? If they fire Paul DePodesta and Andrew Berry, and we get a new person in here to analyze the skill in the draft, then I'll have some hope.
Yeah, listen, I don't know that I would trust
quarterbacks is such a crapshoot.
Oh my God!
I don't know that I would trust Jimmy to pick the next GM correctly anyway. But if we just assume that you get it wrong all the time, then what are you going to do?
No, I don't either. But I do know this: the people that we have there now have no track record of success.
No.
None.
And you know what we
Andrew
also know,
Berry
Jay?
and Paul DePodesta, none.